Hello, I'm Dan Meyer, publisher of BizTimes Milwaukee and BizTimes.com. On behalf of our sponsor partners, SVA, Cleary Gull, American Bank, and Davis & Kielthau, and supporting sponsor Tech, welcome to the Family and Closely Held Business Summit. We are thrilled to have support of our event partners as well, the Family Business Legacy Institute and the Wisconsin Family Business Forum. Our program today features leaders from many of the region's outstanding family and closely held companies. The lineup of presenters we have is by far the best we've ever had at any of our BizTimes events. Our program begins with keynote speaker David Ransberg. David will share with us his findings on the uncommon thread of success in family business.
If you do nothing else beyond today, I want to encourage you all to begin talking openly and respectfully within your family, and to be sure that you are all very clear about your shared core values. Where you start, though, frankly, is not nearly as important as starting. If you don't want to talk about values, fine. It's better to work directly on trust or cohesion or any other part of the thread than to do nothing at all. Pick an area and get to work. Doing so will create a ripple effect of value throughout your family and your business. Building value and sharing values indeed.
As I look at the first panelists and I see the names of Hunzinger, and Balistreri, and Gardetto, it doesn't get any more Milwaukee than that.
We never concentrated on really building a family business. It was more about building a business and creating an environment based on the family's values. And so by creating an environment where people felt purposeful and loved coming to work, we hoped that the family would be happy. But if they weren't, it was okay too.
But I also think it's very important, though, that as a family member, that it not be assumed that all your family members are going to come into the business or even have leadership positions in the business. I always have told my kids and I've told my employees, there shall be no coronation. I think it's very important to have the right people in the right place or on the right seat on the bus, if you will.
First of all, for the family member to understand exactly what their responsibility is, just like any other team member that works in your organization, they need to know what they're responsible for. So having a clearly defined role is really important. I think secondly, for the organization, they need to know what roles the family members are playing. Just like anything that's worthwhile, you need to work at it, and we work at it very hard. It doesn't happen by accident. We've made a concerted effort, and we've had bumps in the road at times, but we always work at it really hard.
The next session is growth, culture, and building value.
We believe and understand what is good for the company is good for the family as a whole. I think a lot of businesses, family businesses, can get off track when they start serving the family more than the business, more than the customers, more than the employees. And it's our very first principle in terms of how we lead our business and manage our business today.
The founders of the company weren't really necessarily thinking about the values of the business or to make them explicit on a piece of paper for everyone when they were building the business. So my grandparents and my dad just were trying to build a business and make a living. And so if you can't articulate it very clearly for your employees and your company and the community and your customers, then it's going to be really hard for you to perpetuate it if what you want is generational ownership.
And it's really that core value of caring that we really have tried to instill throughout our company and make sure that our employees understand that they're really, if they're an employee of ours, they're part of the Schmidt family, whether they're related by blood, or not. And we expect them to care for our clients the same way that the management of the company cares for them.
And the last session is transitioning, sustained success, and legacy.
Sometimes family businesses can get a little bit insulated in terms of their decision-making process, leadership teams, all that sort of stuff. I think outside perspective is certainly very healthy for an organization to just keep, make sure that there's independent external guidance being provided. And if it's coming from family members who have some broader experience outside the firm, I think it's very healthy for the firm as well.
My team and I are really focusing on the long term, so we're willing to shy away from short-term shallow successes in exchange for long-term gain in market share and value in the company. Looking at all aspects of the business, even the sacred cows, and thinking, well, how can we do things differently, and does it make sense for the brand today, even though it made sense for the brand for the last 40 years.
But the legacy is how do people matter, and because although I did say they were the greatest blessing, but they could be the greatest curse, the blessings outweigh the curse at any given time. It's just what are you going through at a given moment. And if you get so full of yourself as a business owner saying that it's through you that's being done, I think you've lost guidance. I think you've lost your compass.
On behalf of BizTimes, thanks for coming. How about another round of applause for all of our panelists from today?